Lyra nods and sits up on the bed, leaning over you a little so she can look down at you. He is rather strong, though his strength is nothing when paired against my magic. She grins and reaches a hand out in front of her, creating a little blue spark of elf magic around her fingers that forms a little ball of blue light that glows softly. She smiles at it and then leans in and blows the ball of light away, like a child blowing a dandelion. She has a soft smile as she looks back down at you.
Yo!
Lyra blinks and tilts her head when you say only yo in response. She chuckles lightly and shakes her head, Lyra. And here I was, thinking you'd be impressed with my spell.
Just a ball of light.
Lyra hums softly with a small pout. It's not just a little ball of light, there's much more to it than that, like this, she says, smiling and focusing on your clothing, and with a snap of her fingers, your shirt suddenly disappears with blue sparks.
Wait, where did my shirt go?
Lyra smiles and leans in closer to you and giggles softly.
Magic.
She says simply with a soft smile, and another snap of her fingers, her dress suddenly disappears as well.
So you're gonna make Adam's clothes gone when he fights me. That's it?
Lyra laughs softly and sighs as she shakes her head.
If I did that to him, he may actually die of embarrassment. That would be funny to watch. But I can do more than just that with my magic, though I think you know that. She grins and leans in and kisses you softly while you can feel her bare skin against you. She is still sitting on top of you.
Nope, I have no idea how powerful you are.
Lyra giggles softly and leans in, kissing your neck gently as she rests her hands on your chest. She begins lightly tracing circles on your skin with her forefinger. Lyra, do you wish to find out?
Look, I'm gonna fight him alone, okay?
Lyra pouts and sits up a little, crossing her arms across her chest. She frowns down at you lightly. Lyra, that's not fair. You've been doing nothing but taking those hits and getting wounded every time you fight. I can help you this time. There's safety in numbers after all. And you can't leave me here like some common housewife.
Okay, so how powerful are you?
Lyra grins and snaps her fingers again, and then leans in and whispers into your ear as a loud, thundering noises starts to sound from outside, and it feels as if the ground is shaking slightly. Lyra, powerful enough to command nature to do as I please, to have it bow down and serve me, and do my bidding, no matter the cost. She whispers with a smirk, just as heavy rain can be heard hitting against the castle walls, a large storm being summoned outside.
Damn, you can do that?
Lyra nods with a smirk, continuing to run her fingers up and down and across your skin.
And much, much more.
I have yet to tell you all that I'm capable of. I thought the storm outside was proof enough. She smirks and suddenly moves to lean down again, her lips brushing against yours as she leans to your ear again and whispers. Just imagine what my magic is capable of when we get intimate.
We just did it not too long ago.
Lyra pouts and sits up again, looking away with a huffy expression of annoyance on her face. Then just go back to battle and get wounded. I'll be here, waiting for you to return to me and heal you. Like the doting wife you don't want me to be.
I get up and I leave.
She huffs and lets you stand up, looking away with a pouty expression. She does not want you to go, but she stays silent as you stand up, only watching you leave the room through the corner of her eye.
I go back to the throne and I sit on it.
Lyra lets you leave, staying in your shared bed for a while. She is still naked as she sits in the bed, hugging her knees to her chest and waiting for you to either return to her later like a grumpy wife, or until you call on her and need something. In the meantime, she thinks about her childhood as a princess, and about what her life had become after fleeing from her forced engagement to Adam. She smiles to herself, thinking about meeting you as she continues recalling her life. A few hours pass before she gets up slowly. She puts on a nightgown and slowly walks out of the bedroom, looking around for you. She is still a little annoyed and sad that you just left her there, but she begins worrying a little about you as well. Caleb, where are you? As she walks through the hallways, all she can hear is silence. No thunder, no soldiers in the castle, nothing at all to make a sound. The castle is rather small compared to the ones back at the Elven Kingdom. Lyra wanders around the castle, looking for you. As she turns a corner, she suddenly freezes when she sees Adam. Her body tenses up as she sees the man who she was supposed to marry, but chose to run away from Lyra. Adam! Her voice is soft, yet filled with surprise as she turns to face Adam. Her eyes are wide and her heart is pounding in her chest. She is in her nightgown, and her golden hair is tied back in a loose braid. She looks up at the human, who was once her fiancé. She still is a tiny little princess, who stands barely up to his chest, But her expression slowly changes from fear to a serious frown, and she is no longer a naive little princess. Her fists are clenched, but she slowly steps backwards, turning and beginning to run, shouting as she turns away from Adam and begins to run Lyra. Caleb, help! As soon as she takes a few steps forward, a large pair of hands grab her, one covering her mouth as the other arm wraps around her waist. Her voice is muffled by the hand as her eyes widen and she squirms and tries to escape Adam's hold. She is dragged backwards and pressed against the wall tightly, Adam's hand keeping her mouth shut so she couldn't scream or call for you. She tries to squirm away, but can't escape Adam's hold. He is so much stronger than her. It was easy for him to pick her up and keep her helpless in his arms.
I suddenly kick him, push him away from her, and I stand between them.
Adam falls to the ground from you, suddenly kicking him, and he growls in anger. Caleb! Lyra breathes in a shaken voice, looking at you with relieved eyes. She immediately steps behind you, wrapping her arms around your arm with a relieved expression as she stands behind you.
Adam? What are you doing here?
Adam gets to his feet and stands up straight, brushing himself off as if nothing happened. He sighs softly and looks at you, Adam.
I'm here because that girl has been my bride since we were infants. We are promised to each other, and I'm here to claim my bride.
Adam says in a demanding tone, looking you in the eyes. Adam,
The elves promised she would marry me, as well as their army and their riches. I'm here to see the promise kept.
Since you were an infant, that is gross.
Lyra stays close to you, pressing herself against your back as she stays behind you and listens to Adam. She still seemed afraid of the human she was forced to leave to avoid the marriage, and now he was here to take her back. She could only pray you would be able to get her out of this situation.
You don't understand the power we have together. My people need the power of the elves, and Lyra needs a protector who will love and care for her.
Well, Adam, I have to tell you something. I promise you won't be mad, okay?
Adam sighs loudly, looking slightly annoyed.
Fine, I won't get mad. Just tell me. Hurry.
It was a lie. And
Lyra is my wife. She's no longer untouched. Whatever plan you have, it has been ruined.
Lyra blushes deeply, and her eyes widen in surprise at you revealing such a thing to Adam. Adam
What? You mean you two...
Adam is silent for a moment before shouting angrily, his fists clenching as he glares at you. Adam,
You're telling me you two were intimate?
Now calm down. You don't need to pull Excalibur's sword, okay?
Adam seems beyond furious at the thought you two were married and that Lyra was no longer a virgin. He was no longer able to claim the elven princess' innocence or power.
Get out of my way. She was mine first.
Adam shouts, his fists clenched as he reaches for his sword, holding it tightly.
Oh shit, we are dead.
Lyra whimpers softly, her body shaking as Adam pulls out his sword. She clutches onto your arm tighter, pressing herself against your back in the hopes she could hide behind you. Adam,
You are the bastard who seduced my bride, the one who took my prize.
Adam shouts, beginning to advance on the two of you.
I can't Lyra, now stop running.
Lyra lets you pick her up and hides against your chest as you sprint away with her in your arms. You can hear Adam's footsteps from behind you as he runs after you, shouting as he chases you, Adam.
Coward! Weakling! Thief of the bride!
What are we gonna do now?
Lyra whimpers and hugs onto your neck, closing her eyes as she holds onto you tightly. She is scared, and Adam is gaining on the two of you. You have the advantage right now of holding on to Lyra, but Adam had speed to his advantage. Lyra, Caleb, I don't want to go back to him. Please don't let him take me.
I was hoping for a plan than just that.
Adam continues chasing you, shouting insults and holding his sword tightly. His footsteps are fast and loud as he comes closer with each step. Lyra, let's go to the throne room. If you lock the door and the guards keep him out for long enough, you can go and get Crank and tell him what was happening. She says quickly into your ear, looking over your shoulder to see how fast Adam was moving. When you two make it to the throne room, you place Lyra on her feet before shutting the heavy doors. Adam!
Give me my bride! Don't be a coward, demon!
Adam shouts from outside as Lyra leans against the door, panting softly as she holds your hand, looking at you. The doors begin to shake under the force of Adam slamming himself against it, trying to get through.
Damn, he really is strong.
Lyra nods quickly, holding onto your arm tightly. It's Excalibur. He has the sword of power, she whispers, still staring at the door. Adam continues shouting and banging into the door in an attempt to get to Lyra again.
So if I remove Excalibur from him, he'll be normal?
Lyra nods quickly, her breathing fast and shallow. Yes, he will be like a normal human. It's It's a magic sword. It's what makes humans able to fight the likes of you. If you remove Excalibur, he can't beat you.
Okay, hide behind the throne.
Lyra nods quickly and moves away, running behind the throne and hiding, peeking out of the side and watching you closely.
Step away from the doors.
Lyra watches silently, biting her lip in fear as Adam finally manages to barge his way through the heavy doors. He steps into the room, holding his sword tightly, as he slowly looks around the throne room, taking in his surroundings and looking for both you and Lyra.
Where are you two? The princess and her foolish demon husband? I know you two aren't far.
I show up with my legendary pitchfork.
When you appear behind him, Adam turns quickly, gripping his sword tightly and preparing to fight you.
There you are, you coward!
Lyra watches the two of you, still hiding behind the throne and feeling worried you would lose the battle. She did not want to go back with Adam. She did not want to be forced to live a life with him.
Adam, you don't have to do this. I'm sure she has a sister or something.
Adam narrows his eyes and smirks at you.
A sister? I don't want another elf, I want Lyra. She's mine. She was meant to be my bride. Her father promised it, and you ruined it.
Look, you're a great guy and all, but she's not that into you. What are you gonna do? Force her to marry? That is not hero-like.
Adam scoffs loudly at him.
Force her to marry? She was all ready to marry me. I don't have to force her. I'm going to marry her and take her home.
He says, gripping his sword tightly and looking like he wouldn't back down. He seemed to have made up his mind he would get Lyra back. He was very angry from what you've told him before. That you two were already married and that Lyra was not a virgin. Lyra stays in her hiding spot, still watching the two of you silently. She has tears in her eyes as she watches. Was Adam going to take her away from her husband and back to live a lonely life where she's mistreated? Adam steps towards you suddenly, swinging his sword towards you with the speed only Excalibur could grant him.
I swing back with my legendary pitchfork, but he cuts it in half with ease.
Adam quickly slashes his sword at you with speed and accuracy, destroying your pitchfork. Lyra, no! She shouts from behind the throne, watching in fear as your weapon is destroyed. She looks around, trying to think of something, anything to use against Adam. And that's when an idea hits her head.
Really, man? Not even a little friction?
Adam steps towards you as you back away. You are weaponless now. Adam is stronger, faster, and has a longer ranged weapon.
Give up. You're going to die here. I want Lyra back.
He says in a demanding tone, beginning to close the gap between you two as you back away with nowhere to turn.
You were trapped.
I stack the two pieces of pitchfork together and hold them off with it.
Lyra closes her eyes for a moment. Her hands are shaking, but she focuses all of her thoughts on you, summoning her magic to the surface. Her hair begins to glow a pale blue, and a light blue aura surrounds your weapon. Suddenly, your pitchfork repairs itself, fusing the two broken pieces back together.
My chance! I aim my attack at his hands.
The sudden repair of your weapon distracts Adam for a moment, and in that moment you attack. Your chance of victory was low. Adam was strong, much more experienced than you in combat. It would take something to stop him. Adam is caught off guard by the attack. He stumbles backwards and tries to regain his balance, but his left hand is slashed. There's a small cut in the back of his hand. He had been wounded.
Damn, just a small cut. My legendary pitchfork only made a small cut.
Adam grimaces in pain and hisses lightly, dropping his sword from his cut hand momentarily. The sword clattered to the floor, and Adam has to grab it with his other hand.
I'll kill you. I'll slaughter your kind.
Adam is cut off by a sudden large ball of crackling blue light suddenly hitting Adam square in the chest. The ball of light slams into Adam and sends him flying backwards, his sword dropping from his grip and clattering to the floor.
I go for the sword.
As Adam is thrown back and loses his weapon, he is left with his back against the wall as he looks ahead with rage, before his eyes widen when you lunge for the fallen sword, Adam.
No!
I hold the sword and I feel such power.
Adam is left to watch as you lift the sword, his eyes wide in fear as you hold Excalibur. The sword pulses with an aura of power. You can feel it throughout your whole body, Adam.
Impossible. A demon cannot wield Excalibur.
I am no mere demon. I am the Demon King.
Adam's face contorts into one of anger, his fists clenching as he watches you hold the sword. Adam.
You, a demon king. You filthy monster.
Adam stands slowly. Adam.
I've trained my whole life for this moment. I will kill you and your entire race. I will take back my bride.
Lyra, now.
Lyra comes out of hiding quickly, stepping beside you. Her hands begin to glow blue as she summons her light magic, and suddenly a wave of light energy crashes into Adam, knocking him back against the wall once again.
Guards!
The door bursts open with 2 guards running in.
Take this mere human to the locker.
Adam struggles against the guards, but he is unable to break free from their grip.
You filthy beasts! I will take Lyra back. She is mine.
The guards drag Adam out, ignoring his struggles. The door shuts heavily as Adam continues to curse and scream for Lyra as he is dragged away to the dungeon.
Damn, that was close.
Lyra nods, breathing heavily as she looks at you, a smile on her face once again. But I knew you could do it! I knew you could beat him! She looks at the sword you hold and steps closer, touching the handle of the sword. Lyra, you can wield Excalibur!
I know. I was already powerful. Now that I have the sword.
Lyra gently puts her hand to your cheek. Lyra, you are even more powerful now. I think you could take on an entire army. She smiles slightly and leans up and kisses you, pressing herself against your body with her arms wrapping around your neck.
As I kiss her, I lift the sword up. Conan style, baby.
Lyra shivers softly and presses herself against you a little more. She was still rather aroused from when she felt the aura of Excalibur's power. She's breathing a little heavily and bites her lip lightly as she looks at you. Caleb!
What?
Her hands grip the clothes around your neck and she lifts one leg to wrap around your body, pressing herself against you tightly. Lyra, can't you tell I want you?
We just had a near-death experience, and you turned on by it?
Lyra blushes slightly and presses herself closer to you. I can't help it. Seeing you so powerful and brave turns me on. I just want to show my appreciation.
Oh, but I'm still shaking from what just happened. I don't think I'll be able to do it right now.
Lyra blushes with blush and sighs lightly, pouting with a huffy expression. Lyra, fine, but I still want you, she says, slowly letting go of you and turning and leaving the throne room, a slight pout on her face.
And that is all, folks. Kept it as PG-13 as possible. We'll come back with another news story. Take care.